What's up, gamers? This is Proto, and welcome to another episode of Like or Dislike, where we look at some of the latest games coming out, give you a little bit of the backstory, tell you what we thought about after getting our hands on it, while showing you some gameplay of it all at the same time. And today we are looking at Days Gone. Now, Days Gone is a third-person open-world zombie-like survival game with a little bit of crafting mixing into it. Now, it's set in a world where epidemic disease has spread for 2 years, turning people into freakers, and society has more or less collapsed. People survive by any means necessary, working in camps together, ambushing groups going by to get supplies, or joining crazy cults just to stay away from these freakers. Now, you play as Deacon, a drifter with his best friend Boozer, trying to survive in this world. You lose your wife 2 years prior when a refugee camp she went to was overrun. You guys plan on leaving the area after completing a certain task when your best friend gets seriously injured, plus your bike is stolen and stripped for parts. So now you have to wait until your friend is fully healed and you can get another bike ready so you guys can ride north and leave this area for good. Now, you're given many stories and side story branches in the beginning, and you can play them however you want. And me personally, I really like that. Usually in some open world games, you're given a certain storyline and you have to complete tasks before you can open up other ones. And this one, they pretty much, here's the main stories, here's the side stories, do them at your own leisure. And I really like that. Now, Days Gone has a day and night cycle along with a dynamic weather system that plays a big part in you completing these missions and these tasks and favors in the world. And with these freakers, and I'll go into more detail with them, but to bring it up, they play a big part because they don't like really being out in the daytime. You'll still see them, but not as much. They love being active at night. So if you're trying to avoid them, you'll probably want to do more missions in the day, opposed to when they're out at night, they're just everywhere and you really have to be alert. And like I said, with the day and night weather and the weather system, it plays a lot of parts because you be dealing with rain, fog, everything, and that can disrupt your enemy's vision from even seeing you. This game has a pretty good stealth mechanic on it, and it's up to you if you really want to use it. Resources are limited to a certain extent, but if you can get resources, if you can get the money, you can keep yourself real stock and going guns blazing. But sometimes it's better just to do stealth, and the stealth mechanic works pretty well in my opinion. It reminds me a lot of the stealth mechanic from Horizon Zero Dawn, and that gives you guys an idea of how it works. But it's pretty good, and it's very nice. When you have like an enemy coming up close to you, the music will change. You can actually hear your heart beating, getting louder as they get closer to you, and it really builds the tension of it. You have settlement camps where you can turn in requests to get credits, where you can buy more weapons, bike parts, and more things that you can do. And in turn, in order to access these things, you have to build trust. You have to build trust from them. How you build trust? You have to go out and complete a bunch of tasks for them. Typical open world things that you would do. Now, they have a decent customization for you to recustomize this bike and build it from the ground up. They actually let you customize parts, colors, and decals on it. And it's not bad. It could have been a little bit more fleshed out, but it's not too bad. You know, you got different parts that can actually change the aspects of your bike. You can put on certain parts that can make the vehicle more quiet when you're driving through so people don't hear it. You can conserve more gas, different things like that. Now, along with all that, you actually have skills in this game, and you get more skills by doing different things in the world. Like I said, completing tasks by certain missions, doing certain bounties, different things like that. And in turn, you use those skill points to unlock new moves, new abilities, or to improve certain abilities you already have. And there's really no particular way, there's no tree. You just get the skill points and you unlock what you like. Another thing that I like about this game. Now, on to the freakers. Zombies, whatever you want to call them, but in this world they're called freakers. These freakers are very different. They are attracted by sound. They will come after you. If you come across a swarm, you make sure you got enough ammo or you can run, because they don't play around. Along with that, they have different types that you'll have to attack. So you can't really just attack all of them the same way or using the same method. Sometimes you have to plan out your attacks. And in many cases, you have to take down like little nests that they build, and that plays into the day and night cycle that I told you guys before. You can either attack them in the day, where they'll all be huddled in there trying to avoid the light, or you can attack it at night when they're all about and it's easier to destroy. It's just all up to you. Now, you also have to deal with random events happening, like saving random people. You actually be in ambush, and freakers, they'll just pop up or attracted to all the noise you make, and they will come at you day or night. If you're in a gun battle and you guys make a lot of noise, they will be attracted to the noise, and they don't care. They go after you, go after them. And that's one thing that's really interesting. Usually in these type of games, when you already dealing with one group of enemies and another group of enemies come, they all seem to focus on you. In this one, you can actually use the freakers to your advantage. So if you want to attract them, if you want to make them follow you to an enemy camp that you're trying to attack, you can do that. And I really like that. Now, graphic wise, the game is pretty nice and smooth. Detail on the characters is okay. The voice to mouth movements is okay as well. It's nothing like that just really stands out in my opinion. No like real big frame rate issue drop or nothing like that. Because all this footage you guys seeing is being captured on a PS4 Pro. And that's pretty much the end of the review. So with that being said, let's jump into the pros versus the cons. And we're going to start off with the pros. And the first one we're going to look at is the stealth mechanic. Like I said, it is very nice. And I like how you don't really have to use it unless you want to. But it definitely benefits you if you do use it. Especially if you're dealing with a large group of enemies, or you're trying to take them down one by one. Or if you're just trying to sneak in and get some stuff and sneak out and not cause a commotion. So I definitely like it. Second pro we're going to look at resource management. You have to do resource management over everything. Not only your ammunition, but keeping your vehicle together, keeping fuel in it. Because if you don't keep enough gas in it, it will stop. And it won't go with you. You have to come back with fuel for it. And if you don't come back with fuel, you got to take it wherever you're going. So keep that in mind. Now, playing a lot of survival games, I understand that. And I like how they implemented that. Most of the time in these type of games, you never worry about fuel on vehicles. So nice change of pace in my opinion. And the last part we're going to look at is the music and the atmosphere of this game. As you're just riding around, walking around, you can just feel the struggle, the despair of people trying to get by. And in a lot of ways, you understand why some people are attacking you, why some people are just trying to get by. And the music sets the tone. When you are dealing with certain things, the music will cue and you know something's about to happen, good or bad. So the pros done, let's take a look at the cons. So for the first one, we're going to definitely look at the controls. The controls were a little bit clumsy to me. It was initially getting into the game, it felt a little too hard. Well, not necessarily too hard, it felt really clunky. Like it wasn't real smooth switching between weapons or picking up things in a firefight. So, but that's just me. Controls might work perfect for other people, but it was real clunky for me. The next con we're going to look at is the selection wheel. It's very useful. I'm not going to knock it down all the way, but just going to it to access everything sometimes can be annoying. Now you can access certain things real quick on the D-pad, but if you're trying to craft stuff, it definitely get in trouble because when you go to it, time just slows down. It doesn't stop. So if somebody's shooting at you, they can still hit you while you're in the craft wheel. So keep that in mind when you're doing it. And the last con, I couldn't really think of one, and I really sat down and thought about it because there's a lot of good aspects of this game, and besides those two, those are the ones I couldn't think of. So you guys let me know in the comments what you guys think was another bad con of the game. So my thoughts on the game, I'm overall really liking it. I love survival based games, and I love how they implemented resource management with fuel and weapons and crafting stuff. I'm definitely enjoying it. The freakers are definitely a change of zombies that you have to deal with, and with the different varieties, you really have to think about how you're going to attack them. So I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm going to finish up playing through this game. Don't be surprised to see the next couple of videos using gameplay from it. But that's just my thoughts on it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you're thinking about getting it, if you already got it, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Did this video help you decide whether you want to get it or not? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We talk about stuff going on in the gaming and tech world, do reviews on some of the latest games, and check this out. Do top 10 of the new games coming out every month and so much more. Make sure to follow us on our social media pages so you can keep up to date what's going on with us. Or if you want to reach out to InfamouslyTy or me, we love talking about gaming, so don't be afraid to hit us up. Catch us streaming on Twix and Mixer. You can catch InfamouslyTy on Mixer and me on Twitch. And this is Proto, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.